York in a state of invasion. I mean,
Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 485. We're just 15 away from 500 episodes of the Immigration Answers Show. I'll be here for the next hour to answer all of your immigration law related questions. How's everybody doing? What's going on? I hope you all are having a good day. Vadim is here spreading the love. 3 hearts, 2 hearts, 1 heart. I don't know if that means Vadim's running out of steam or he's just spreading the love wherever he goes. Anthony says they got their first snow in Toronto. Isn't that amazing? I think my son had snow in Minnesota on Halloween, if you can believe that. How's everybody doing? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you got going on. Let me know what's going on in your neck of the woods. We're starting to build out the studio, starting to get things set up around here. Let us know how you like the setup. Boy, I'm looking large, aren't I? I got to get back to the gym. What the heck? It's this damn camera. It's showing me in HD. What can I say? Hope everybody is great. I'm doing great myself. Good to see everybody in the comments. I wanted to address something right at the top of the show so that no one can accuse me of dodging an issue. So here we go. So today I made a TikTok about divorce decrees from Nigeria. Now, everybody who watches this show knows that we spend a lot of time talking about divorces from Nigeria and Ghana. And just because I talk about that in a video, or just because I talk about that in a TikTok, doesn't mean that I think any less of applicants or people from those countries. Now, I know that in some countries, people are very protective of the reputation of their countries. I'll tell you a story. The first time I went to Egypt, Amani and I went on a Nile cruise one night with her cousin, Rami, and his friend Tariq. And they are very proper fellows, very dressed nicely, always. They never dress like a bum like I do, you know, sweatshirt and a hoodie and shorts. They were always dressed up. They didn't wear a suit, but they were always dressed up really nicely. And they were very proper, and they really wanted to make a good impression on me about what I thought about Egypt. This was back in 2001. And so we're on this Nile cruise. We had a nice dinner, and then we went upstairs, and all of a sudden, these ladies started belly dancing. Like, they were clicking their la, 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 like that and playing music and belly dancing. And Amani's cousin thought this was so improper, and he was so embarrassed for the whole nation of Egypt that there was belly dancing going on. Now, I just thought that was funny. I enjoyed it. It wasn't a big deal, but they were really upset about it, and they talked about it for like 3 days. So I get that people are defensive about their home countries. But when I say things about Nigeria or say things about Ghana, you guys have to understand, I love talking to people from Nigeria. I love talking to people from Ghana. Those are some of the best callers and best guests we've had on this show. So when I talk about something that's happening in a particular country, I'm not slamming that country. I'm not saying that they're bad people or that everybody who comes there is filing a fraudulent case. But there are some good comments here. How can you say Ghana is a fraudulent country? Respect yourself. And then somebody else said, it is. And then someone else, this is one I liked. You could just be diplomatic without calling any country name. Calling Nigeria or Ghana isn't necessary. That's probably true. But and there's other countries that I could mention. You know, there's a lot of inquiries about cases from Jamaica, right? So just because I talk about cases or a certain type of case, just because once a week we have the scenario on this show of someone from Nigeria, a man from Nigeria coming to the United States, getting a visit visa by being married, getting divorced either before or after he comes to the United States, and then getting married to someone, just because we see that 2 or 3 times a week, doesn't mean that I think any less of people from Nigeria. Like, I really want to go to Ghana. I really want to go to Nigeria. I would absolutely have a total blast, and I would love to talk to our viewers and our listeners in those countries. I I love those. I love the hard countries more than the easy countries. I'd rather work on case. Is it hard to get a green card for someone from Canada? No, not really. I'd rather win the tough case than win the easy case. Obviously every case is different, and there's Canadians who get themselves in all kinds of trouble. But if I'm talking about a country, I don't want people to take it personally. Now, Maggie says, I agree, Jim, no calling country names. Well, maybe I should rethink this. I will talk to my belly dancers for episode 500. All right, I'm thinking long and hard about episode 500. I don't know if we'll have belly dancers, although that would be fun. I'm thinking a 5-hour show, and we could have people, like, we would just encourage past clients to call, past employees of the firm to call. We could stack current employees of the firm and current clients. We could have some of our favorite guests and our favorite people in the comments, like Rocio and Fatuma and Vadim and H&M, all you guys, Yassine Hori, have everybody, all of our favorites just come on, and we could just have a 5-hour party. Now I'm gonna have to time this right. So November is just about over. So I won't be doing a show every day in December. I got to take the weekends off. I'm getting sort of burnt out. So I got to make sure that I stagger it right, but we'll have to figure out when to do the 500th show, but we'll make it fun. So, I don't want people to take it personally that I'm talking about their country. I will try to be more sensitive about that. And maybe I'll start talking about hypothetical countries. So, like, we'll just make up, Ben. So I think Ben Fon's real name is Benson. Everyone says I spelt it wrong. So I thought it was Ben Fon, but it's Benson, I think. And Shabazz. We'll have to get a hold of Shabazz somehow. But yeah, we'll have to make up a fake country like they do in law school, where they give you these hypotheticals with the names of fake countries. So there's like Nigeria and Ghana, right? So that nobody gets mad, right? That's what we don't want. We don't want people to get mad at old Jim. I'm just having fun. I'm just talking about cases, and I'm just trying to educate people. So if there's a problem, like, remember when I was suing Morocco all the time, when I would bitch and moan about that terrible embassy in Morocco? That's just a fact. It's not a slam on people from Morocco. It doesn't mean that 20-year-old Moroccan men can't end up marrying thrice divorced 50-year-old American ladies, and it can't be real. I don't pass judgment. I'm the least judgmental person that you've ever met. You've seen me on this show. People tell me the craziest shit, and I just listen, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I hardly ever judge people or I try not to make people feel bad. So I guess I'll have to think up this approach and think up what I need to do. But at some point, we have to have accurate thinking. We have to have accurate information. So I'll try to be nice. I'll try to pull punches, but I don't want anyone to take it personally. I'm not saying anything bad about people from a country or people who have a case from that country. I just need to think about the whole thing and let the chips fall where they may. So I will try to be more cognizant of that, but I sure don't want to make anybody mad. Matthew is here, and he's ready to go. Hello, Matthew.
Hi, how you doing? Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine. I like your hat.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
What you got?
Okay, so I am a citizen of the U.S. I'm currently residing in Puebla, Mexico, and I moved here to marry my wife, who is a Mexican citizen, and she was born here. I have my Mexican residency card for 2 years, and we're wanting to start the process of getting her green card for the U.S. She doesn't have her passport yet, and we've been married since the end of July of this year.
Okay.
So I just wanted to, I don't know, what's the most logical step forward from here?
Has she ever been to the United States?
No, she is not.
Has she ever had a passport before?
No.
Okay, cool. So first thing is she's got to get her passport, and you should start working on the paperwork now. So the forms that you're going to file are the I-130, which is me, Matthew. I'm a U.S. citizen. I want to sponsor my Mexican wife for an immigrant visa. Then you have to do an I-130A, which is the background information, and then you pay the $535 filing fee. You send that in to USCIS using your American address. So whatever address you have, Matthew, in the United States, whatever your home base is, that's the address you're going to use. That's where you want the case pointed. You send in that filing fee, you'll get receipt notices back. You might want to have someone checking your mail at that address because it'll probably go there. And then the case will be pending at USCIS probably for about anywhere from 8 to 12 months. Once it's approved, your case will go to a place called the National Visa Center. So any immigration case always has two parts to it. Part one is USCIS, and part two is the State Department. So the State Department begins handling your case at the National Visa Center, and that is where you're going to, you sort of start over. You filed at that point an electronic form called the DS-260, and you pay some more fees. And then once they're happy that you've given them the documents and that you've demonstrated that you, Matthew, make enough money to support your wife, because you're going to have to file an affidavit of support. You're going to have to show that on your taxes for the last 3 years, if you're a single person, that you made at least $30,000 on your adjusted gross income. If not, you're going to need a co-sponsor. So you still have to submit all that stuff, but you would need a co-sponsor. Once they're happy and satisfied, then it's just a matter of waiting for an embassy appointment interview in Juarez. You can probably ask here in the comments. People will say in the comments how long cases in Mexico are coming, but I think it'll be about a year once you get done at the National Visa Center. So it's probably going to be a 2 years plus project.
Right. Okay. So are you saying I should start that process before she gets her passport or after she gets her passport?
I would operate on two tracks. I would have her start working towards getting her passport. I would start getting all my stuff ready. So then the last thing I need to do is put in her passport number and a copy of the passport.
Okay. But I shouldn't submit the paperwork for the green card until she has her passport, though?
I would not.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
you're gonna want the name and other information in the forms that you submit to match exactly the names that she has in her passport.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Great. Well, thanks so much for helping me out. Appreciate it.
You got it, buddy. Let me know if you need anything.
All right. Will do.
All right. You too. Thanks, Matthew. All right. Have a good day. So got some good comments, some good feedback. Zoe says, my husband and I want to hear the cold, hard truth about Nigeria. We know the people there are lovely in spite of their government. Love your show. Have learned so much. AJ says, every country has every kind of human being. Nobody's perfect. That's for damn sure. Omar says, y'all need to stop the sensitive nonsense. It's facts out there that prove Jim saying those countries' names. Just chill. That's funny. And APF says, why are people so sensitive? AJ says, say it the way it is. Let's be real. And this is true about you. Maggie says you never judge. I try not to. All right. Let's see what Sola has to say. Hi, Sola.
Hi, Jimmy. Can I be off camera?
You are off camera. Go right ahead.
Thank you so much for the good
Sure.
job that you're doing.
Sure thing.
And I hope you're feeling better today.
I am feeling better. Thanks for asking.
Awesome. So I have a question for a friend. She wants to go to Canada on a green card. Is it possible? On what documents does she need?
So you're saying there's this person who lives in the United States. They have a valid passport that isn't about to expire. They have a green card that isn't about to expire, and they want to go visit Canada. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
How long do they want to be gone for?
For like 2 weeks.
Oh, good to go. No problem.
So, and the person say that it's a conditional. It's still okay?
Yeah, as long as the 2-year anniversary isn't about to come up, they should be fine.
Oh, she's just texting me. She got it like 3 months ago.
Oh, she's good to go. Tell her have fun.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for the good job that you're doing.
Bye, Sola. Have a good day. Tell your friend good luck.
Good luck. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. Oh, we're having fun now, aren't we, people? All right. Angie's here. Hello, Angie.
Hi, Jimmy.
How you doing?
Well, thanks, and you. Just
doing
a
great.
quick one.
Sure.
Could you please get me off camera?
There you go. Is today Thursday? Thursday's when everybody wants to not be. Oh, today's Wednesday. All right. It's all good. Go ahead.
Yes. So my question is just a quick one. I'm a green card holder, and my husband is not. So the issue is when he applied for a visa to come here, he came on asylum. So he came with somebody, but he mentioned that they were married, but they were not, just for the sake of being able to get approved based on the approval denial rate that were ongoing in his country. So the person that he came with after they arrived here, that person went to Canada. But then he remained in the United States where he filed his asylum. But there is no marriage at all. But on the DS-160 that was mentioned.
Yes, this is a scenario we see very often. A lot of times those visa experts around the embassy tell people, yeah, make sure you tell them that you're married.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay, so you have a green card, and when did he enter the United States?
2019.
And you said something about asylum. Has he filed for asylum?
Yeah, it's been pending for some years, and we've been married for 2 years.
What country is he from?
Angola.
Is there anything in his asylum case that is untrue or like is exaggerated?
I don't know.
Because sometimes people that file visa applications not being truthful then turn around and file asylum applications that aren't truthful so they can get a work card.
Mm-hmm.
But so he might have big problems. But if we skip over the status of his asylum case, that's a real problem, having listed a marriage to someone that didn't occur. And the reason it's a problem is you can't get divorced from a person you were never married to.
Yeah.
So because of that, he's not free to marry you under the law as immigration sees it. So I don't know that you're going to be able to sponsor him for a benefit because the one on the one hand, they could say, hey, get us the divorce decree. And you say, well, I wasn't really married. And they say, well, we don't believe you. We think you really were married. That's the real thing, is when they take you at your word and just act like the marriage was real when it never was. So this is a big problem. Now, I do think the problem might be fixed if he wins his asylum case, but it sounds like this brother really needs to talk to an immigration lawyer, because it sounds like he's been fucking around with his immigration status and playing it all too cleverly. So it's nice of you to call for him, but he needs to talk to somebody who yells at him and tells him how dumb he is and how he needs to get his act together.
So now let's say the asylum is so complicated, and then the marriage based, so that is kind of like impossible at this point.
Well, I wouldn't say it's impossible. I mean, in theory, you could file I probably wouldn't do anything for this brother until you get your citizenship. How did you get your green card?
Mine too, it was through asylum.
Okay. So, and how long have you had your green card?
2 months now.
Oh, just 2 months. Okay.
Yes.
So, I mean, there's a backlog for spouses of green card holders anyway. He's got this asylum case hanging out there. I would say, I love you, baby, but I'm not doing jack squat for you until I get my citizenship. And then see what happens with his asylum case. And then you could apply for him once you get your citizenship, but then you're gonna have to admit that he lied when he entered the United States, and he's gonna have a misrepresentation problem, and he's gonna need a waiver, and he's probably gonna have to consular process. So there's big problems here.
Okay, thank you so much.
Bye, Angie.
Bye.
See ya. All right. Looks like Devendra has some good news. What's up, Devendra? Are you driving? Devendra, I think you're on mute. I can't hear Devendra. Anybody hear him? Nope. All right. We'll come back. Jordan is here. Hello, Jordan.
Hi, Jim.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you? So just a quick question. So me and my wife kind of, or a friend told us that there's like a potential 245I process for her. So she had an approved petition last January 2000, way ago. And we didn't know that, but so basically approved petition January 2000, and around 2006, when she got to the embassy to get the visa, she got disapproved because of the certain age out. She said the consul said she was age out after processing based on the late filing of the attorney or something like that. Like you need to have a few years or 2 years limit. So the question was, is it still possible to kind of get that petition for her?
It's
Under-
possible.
Okay.
It's possible. Yeah. I mean, not that petition. The what happens is you get to use that filing date and it gets to cure unauthorized stay, but she still needs an independent basis to file. So who would be filing for her now? It's not that you revive.
Her
Sorry?
dad is still there. Her dad is still in the US as a green card, as a PR.
Is she married?
Yeah, she just got married. That's my question. She's now my wife. But when the application was filed, she's still under 21 and unmarried.
Well, this is way too complicated to talk about something like this over YouTube. But if she married someone, then she's no longer the unmarried adult child of a green card holder. So the case is probably over.
Oh, okay. So that kind of because the understanding, at least for us, is like after we're trying to get the definition of that after approval, denial, or there's that caveat. So is there so after so the marriage, once you get married, you're not already a derivative. Is that what you're saying?
That's the general rule. Yep.
Okay. So no more chance to get to that.
I would never ever tell someone over YouTube that they lost a chance to get a green card based on a conversation like this. This is something that needs research. This is something that needs to spend time and money. You know, you're talking about something that's such a great opportunity to get a green card. You would never want to just write it off and say something like, no way, it's never going to work. It sounds tough because she got married, but
okay, but is it possible to kind of talk to someone from your office to kind of check into this and then?
Yeah, we could do that. Have you sent anything to the office?
Yeah, I did the info at Jim.
Okay. I'll try to track that down and we'll go from there. Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate it. At least get something and then see if it's possible or plausible or what we can do.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. See ya. Cooley, will you send me a note about that so that I remember to do that? Bassam is here. Hello, Bassam.
Hey, Jim. How's it going?
I'm great. How are you doing?
All great. I have big news. My 485 finally got approved, and I got my card. So
congratulations. That's great, buddy. I'm happy for you.
Thanks, man. And I really appreciate all the support through our immigration journey. However, I have one question and one ask. So my question would be, what is the fate of my I-131 now that's pending with them?
It's done. Well, what is it, a 131? Is it an advanced parole or is it for a refugee travel document or a reentry permit?
Refugee travel document.
So that's just pending.
Just pending.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually they will get to it and process it. Because I was under the assumption like.
No, they're not tied together. They're totally separate. Advanced parole is tied into that, but that's a totally separate thing. They probably don't even know you got your green card.
Okay. Then we're just showing, like you always say. My ask to you, like, I know you're working in big projects like the hacking timelines or hacking processing timelines or something like that. And I felt like I accumulated all this experience with immigration and processing and timelines and all that. And I as I told you before, I'm a software engineer and I really wanted to contribute back and like give back to the community. So I'm just offering you, I'll send you like more of like a proposal email, but just put in your radar if you need anything in this space.
Oh, that'd be great. No, I would love that. That would be great, Bassam. Yeah, send me an email. I'd appreciate that very much.
We'll definitely do. Thanks once again, Jim.
Congrats, buddy. I'm glad you got your green card.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
See you, man. All right. Hey, everybody. Jamal's getting ready to go over to Nigeria and get married. So we're all very excited for him. That's really exciting. Jamal's been a great member of the crew lately. We probably need to come up with a name for everybody, like all the OGs and all the people that post all the time, that like Robert and Rocio and Timotop, whose name I still don't say right. We need to get some identifiers for the crew. We got to come up with a name for the crew. Let's go to James. Hello, James.
Hi,
James. How are you?
yeah, I'm fine. I have a quick question.
Go for it.
I make an error on my DS 260 form. Only one letter mix in the address of my parent. Is it going to be a problem?
Is that where you live or is that somewhere else? It's just your parents' address? is your parents' address the same as your address, or do they live apart from you?
No, it's different. It's different address.
And what are you applying for?
It's a CR1.
So you're married to a U.S. citizen, and you have filled out the DS-260, and on the DS-260 you put down the wrong address for your parents. Is that right? Is that right?
No, my parents' address is different and my address is different.
No, I understand, but the thing you're worried about is that the address on your DS-260 for your parents is wrong. That's what you're worried about, right?
Yes.
I don't think you need to worry about that. No one's going to care.
Yeah, the DS-260, where the portion is there, you have to indicate your parents' address, right?
I know. I understand. I understand, and I understand you put down the wrong address. I don't think anyone's going to care. I think it's okay.
It's okay. Oh, okay.
I think so.
Oh, okay. Only one letter I mixed from the
Yeah.
the
No one's
address.
going to care. No one's going to care, James. It's all good. Thanks, buddy.
Okay. Oh.
All right. Let's go to Lana and Enyol next. Hello, Lana and Enyol. Hello.
Hi. It's
How you doing?
Angel, actually, but it's spelled differently. How are you, Jim?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Yes. We're here in the Dominican Republic. We've joined a few times. The last time, a couple of weeks ago, we were concerned because of the USCIS was taking too long with our I-130. The good news is that on November 7th, his birthday and our 1-year anniversary, wedding anniversary, they approved us. And so we're now at the NVC, and we've submitted everything that was needed on all the documents. I do have 2 questions for you. One thing, I don't know if this is something that we should be concerned about. His mother, at the time when we filed the I-130 petition, she was on the cusp of her overstay in the US. But she was, almost every month, she keeps saying she's returning. Till this day, she hasn't returned. When we filed the new, the applications for the NVC now, we added her address over in the US. Will that affect anything with our case?
This is the mother of the beneficiary or the mother of
Correct.
the petition?
Of the beneficiary, yes.
No, I don't think so. If he's applying for a non-immigrant visa, I think they wouldn't give it to him, but I think they might ask him about that, but it shouldn't harm his case.
Okay.
And it probably won't ever come up.
Okay, thank you.
How long was your case pending at USCIS?
10 months. So we submitted December 16th last year, and November 7th is when they.
So just about 11 months. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then the second final question is, I've heard and read in some places that you can get your medical exam about 90 days, as long as it's 90 days before. Do we need to wait?
Wait until they ask. You never
Okay.
know what's going to happen unless you want to waste money.
All right, sounds good.
All right,
Thank
bye.
you so
Lana.
much.
Yeah, bye guys.
Bye-bye.
Right.
All right. All right, let's go to Blessed Sisters. Hello, Blessed Sisters.
Excuse me, I'm coming.
Hello. Hi.
Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine. Thank you.
Okay, Jimmy. I have been in this show, I think a couple of months ago, but there was something that happened and it just kind of, I don't understand, and that was why I came up to ask. So the last time I came, I talked about my divorce decree, and the application was denied due to the divorce from Nigeria, and we went ahead and did a new divorce here in the United States and reapplied and went for interview May of this month. And ever since the interview, there has been no response from USCIS. So 2 days ago, somebody called me from USCIS, called my phone number and was asking a question. But I told him my husband wasn't home. He just left for work. And then he was like, what was the reason for the appeal? So I told him that the lawyer at the time, after reading the the denial notice, thought that there was need for an appeal because they said that my divorce decree wasn't the right one, and we did a new one. So that was why we appealed. And also they claimed that they did not find the judge signature, which is why they also denied us. So that was the reason for the appeal. So he asked me, when did I come into the United States, my address and all. But before then, I added my husband on the call because my husband wasn't there, but I have to call him on the other phone to be on the line so he can hear from the officer that called. So at this point, I'm kind of worried what is going on. I don't understand with my case.
So just to be clear, you guys appealed the denial and you also filed a new I-130 and 45 based on the new marriage, right?
Yes.
What field office is your case pending at?
Houston?
Did you have an interview on the second green card case?
Yes.
Did they separate you?
No.
Did they ask you questions about the marriage and the divorce and the remarriage and all that?
Yes.
How did it go? How did you explain it? Did you think like it went well?
The officer was nice, but when she asked about the marriage, I was honest to explain to her how my marriage went, and we called a lawyer from back home because we cannot be the traditional divorce, and we called a lawyer back home that gave us the divorce decree that we used that we submitted to them. But
And
since they said it was
country?
not valid, we
What
had to do a new one.
What country?
Nigeria.
Okay. So this officer that called you yesterday, was it the same officer that did your interview?
No.
And did the officer want to know where your spouse was?
No, I was the one who told him that my husband just stepped out because he actually just left to work. So I told him I would love him to be on this call with us. I don't
Smart.
feel comfortable speaking
Smart.
with him alone.
Good. Okay, so walk me through the whole conversation.
What?
Walk me through the whole conversation. So you answer the phone and what do they say?
So he was asking me how was I paroled in.
Hold on. Did he identify himself?
Yes.
He said, "My name is Officer Grant. I'm from the Houston Immigration Office."
Yes.
Okay, and then he said, "Is it okay? I have a couple questions for you about your case."
Yes.
And you said he asked how you entered the United States?
Yes.
Okay, and how did you enter the United States? On a B1, B2, or what?
On a B1, B2. I told him I came in for a conference.
Mm-hmm. And then what happened?
And at that time, I didn't feel comfortable to speak for that. Yeah. So I told him I would love to add my husband on this phone, that he just stepped out from work, so he should be close.
That's good.
He was like, okay.
I'm glad you did that. That's actually good marriage evidence. That's good you did that. So I might make a video about that. That was smart that you did that. So then what? So then husband gets on the phone, and then what happens?
He was just asking like what is my alien number. I gave it to him, and then my date of birth and when was our interview. And then he was like, there's no how I-130 can be approved when I-485 is pending. Something I didn't really understand what he was talking about between the I-130 not being approved and I-485. So, and ever since then, I didn't hear anything from them. So I was just worried, trying to understand why they called.
When was that call?
2 days ago.
Is there any chance that it was a scammer? I mean, I think it's unusual they asked for your alien number.
I don't know.
Did they ask for your, did they ask for your date of birth?
Yes.
Huh.
I gave the number to my attorney, and when he called, that was from the USCIS.
Okay, good. Okay. I don't know. I think this is progress. I mean, we have to admit that anytime there's a questionable divorce and then a remarriage and a second filing, I mean, that is always going to take longer. That's always going to be subject to higher scrutiny. That's always going to be sent to the fraud unit. That's always going to lead to things like site visits at the house at 7 in the morning to see if everybody's home, or calls. So to me, it sounds like an officer who thought, yeah, maybe it's real, maybe it's not. I could go out there, but I'll just call and see what I can find out. It sounds like to me like they're comfortable with the case, and I think you should be okay. If the fact that they called makes me think they're not as worried about your case as they might be. So I think you're okay. I wouldn't worry about this too much. I think this is actually progress.
Okay.
Did they ask your husband any questions?
When did we go for the interview? And he responded March.
Those are weird questions. Those don't sound like real questions to me. Why would an officer have to ask? I mean, it's not even a test of the marriage to ask, when did you go to the green card interview? That's just weird. I don't know. Maybe your lawyer could send them a letter and say, hey, we got this call. We just want to verify that it was a real person and see if they respond. It seems a little fishy to me. I asking for an alien number and a date of birth, that sounds like somebody trying to get identifying information, not verifying the validity of a marriage.
But when we tried to call the number, let me call the number again so you hear what they say.
No, we can't do that. No, I don't want to call USCIS. Not on the air.
No, they said it's that we can. They will notify this is USCIS, but we cannot call them. They can only call us.
Let's hear it. Go ahead and call it.
Let me get the number. Sorry, I'm coming back.
Don't give Shabazz that number. Shabazz will call those guys every day. That's his immigration office, Houston Immigration Office.
Reach the USCIS contact center. This number cannot accept calls. If you receive the calls from this number, we'll try to reach you 2 times within 48 hours. Please wait for our call as we'll get faster service than calling the 1-800 number again. Thank you.
So
Centro de contacto del USCIS. Este número no puede aceptar llamadas.
you can hang up. So the question is that you hitting redial from the number that called you, or is that a number that they gave you when you were talking to them on the phone?
No, I get it read out from the number they called me.
I think you're fine. Let's just sit tight.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what else you can do. I think you're just chilling.
Okay.
All right. Thanks so much for the call. Keep us posted. Let us know how it goes, okay?
Okay.
Thanks so much. Shabazz only likes to call the U.S. attorney. That may be true, but Shabazz, he bothers that Houston immigration office a lot. He'd probably like to have that number. All right. This is the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'll be here for the next 22 minutes or so, trying to answer as many immigration and law related questions as I can. How's everybody doing? Anybody got good plans for the weekend? I know it's only Wednesday, but we're home tonight, so I'm excited about that. We've been watching The Crown, which is really, really good. We're in the last season, which is all about Princess Diana and Dodi Fayed. So it's fun for my wife because there's a lot of Arabic in there, and she thinks that the dad for Dodi Al Fayed is just, he seems so Egyptian, even though he's Palestinian. It's really something to watch. And the lady that plays Princess Diana and all the acting is just amazing. So anyway, let's go to I-751 to N-400. Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine. Go right ahead.
Perfect. Real quick question. I have a 751 pending since February, and I'll be eligible to apply for N-400 soon. My question is, I know I have watched your videos about it, but my question is, do I just apply on the first day that I'm eligible, or I'm actually following where my case Nebraska Center is doing? They're currently processing about October 2022 cases. So the question is, should I wait few months for the 751 to be adjudicated and then apply for N-400, or just go ahead and apply?
The The 751 is most likely going to take 2 years.
Oh,
So that would be a full year later than when you can apply for your naturalization, at least. So I would say no. My big question though is always, how is the marriage? How's everything? If you had to prove up the marriage and bring your spouse, how's everything going?
yeah, everything's good. We own a home together. We've been living together for 4 years, and I think we have enough evidence.
So then I would apply. I wouldn't apply on the first day. I would apply like 1 week later. There's no reason to wait. So when things first started going slowly with 751s, we were telling people to wait, because if you filed the N400, it sort of screwed up the 751, and you would show up for these interviews and you didn't know if it was the 751 interview, the
Yeah.
interview, all that stuff, right? So that was always a problem. But now, because everything's taking so damn long, we're just telling people, file that bad boy, get your place in line, and then just wait, because otherwise you never know how long it's going to take. And sometimes the processing of the N400 actually pushes the 751 faster, if that makes sense. In other words, they're all ready to naturalize you, but then if somebody goes like, oh shit, we got to figure out about that 751 first, so then they do them both together.
Got it. So I'm closely tracking on different websites, by the.
Why are you doing that? That's just a waste of time, dude. Forget all that. Every case is different. That's just driving you crazy. I would skip all that.
No, okay. I'm not like doing it every day, but
sounds like
once in a while I'm checking where it is. But yeah, it'll drive me crazy if I do it every day. Definitely.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let us know. Keep us posted. Good luck.
Thank you.
See you, buddy. All right, Anthony's here. Hello, Anthony.
Hey, Tim. How are you?
I'm great, buddy. How you doing? I like the inside of that car. What kind of car is that? That looks nice.
Oh, it's just a Kia. Thank you.
The color, I like that color. That looks nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I got it used. I don't know. I think I got lucky.
Awesome.
So I got 2 quick questions for you. One is very controversial, but what do you think about all those services that help you fill out the forms and stuff?
Like Boundless and those other ones?
Yeah.
I think you're probably better off doing it yourself. I don't put much stock in them. I don't think they do much for their clients. I think that I don't know that they add much value. I think they maybe make it a little bit easier to prepare the forms, but if you're reasonably smart, I mean, obviously I think most people need an immigration lawyer, especially if there's any issues with the case. I don't think you get any kind of real analysis from companies like that. They act like they run your case by lawyers, but I think they're like a step better than notarios, but I don't think it's a substitute for good legal advice.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. That's fair
Sure.
enough. And the second question is, you always recommend file forms on paper rather than online,
Mm-hmm.
because I keep seeing all these different questions on paper forms and online. Some questions are missing and stuff.
What's the benefit being sought? A marriage-based green card?
Yeah.
For an overseas person or a person in the United States?
130 overseas.
Yeah, so 130 overseas is probably one that you could do electronically. I still wouldn't, but definitely not an I-130 with a 45, because those are filed separately, and that just screws things up. You can't file a 45 electronically. So I would do it all on paper, but I can live with it if you want to do it online.
Okay, fair enough. Perfect. Thank you. Actually, just one more question. Have you had any experiences with birth certificates that are like generated online from foreign countries?
Sure. So what you need to do is you need to type in the name of that country. So let's say it's Sierra Leone, and then you need to type in reciprocity table, RECIPROCITY table. And the State Department has gone through country by country and said exactly what you need from each country when it comes to the birth certificate. So check that out. And then if the online version's okay, you're good. If not, don't do it. You need the real thing. You might need to hire a lawyer or something to get the real one.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much.
Bye, Anthony. See you, buddy.
Thank you. Bye.
That's our old friend, Anthony. Now listen, all you people, Annie says, I check my I-130 every day. Jamal says he's going to plan to check every 30 days once his is on file. Raphael checks the 751 every day. And AJ says, I check my 45 and 765 5 to 6 times a day. Woo, that's hard living, brother. That is hard living, 5 to 6 times a day. I get it, but that is hard living. I would encourage you to find something more productive to do, which would be maybe get ready for your interview, practice the questions, and focus on things you can control. That other shit you can't control. You've done your best job. You filed the strongest case. Focus on making the case better, getting ready for the interview. Mega's here. Hello, Mega.
Hi, I just had a quick question. I'm currently an F1 visa holder and I'm married to a green card holder. We filed the I-130 and I-485 last month through our lawyer.
Okay.
And around 5 weeks after we mailed our applications, our lawyer just mentioned that they've returned our application because they cited a shortage of available visas in the family category.
So they received the I-130 and they rejected the 485.
They've actually not given us any more details, but we just wanted to know if this case was actually valid or not, because our lawyers have not been responding. And I just wanted to know if USCIS usually returns back the application without any receipt or something like that. Because we haven't received anything via a mail so far. So that's an issue that we're currently facing.
Yeah, I'm going to show you something here in a minute so that you understand, okay? It sounds like your lawyers don't know what's going on. So an immigration lawyer who knows what they're doing should know that right now and for the last 7 or 8 months, you can't file the I-130 and the 485 when the petitioner is a green card holder and not a U.S. citizen. So I'm a little bit worried that maybe your lawyer doesn't know what they're doing, okay? Now, I'm going to share the visa bulletin with you. And explain to you what's going on. So present, share screen. Hold on, I got to do something real quick.
Sure.
There we go. All right. So this is the visa bulletin. So there are an unlimited number of green cards available for the spouses of U.S. citizens, for the parents of U.S. citizens, and for the underage children of U.S. citizens, right?
Right.
So everybody else, there's a cap and there's a limit, right? So the spouses of green card holders are in the F2A category. Do you see that there?
Right, yeah.
So when you file the way you do it now is you file the I-130 and you get what's called a priority date. Once you get your priority date, that's on your receipt notice for the I-130. Once you have that, and the date in this column here is past your date, then you can file the 485. You can't file them together. So any immigration lawyer should know this really, really well. This isn't complicated immigration stuff. So when did your lawyer say that they sent in the I-130 and the 485?
October, towards the end of October. They said that the status was current for Indians for the F2A category.
That's not true. It hasn't been current for months.
Okay.
So I mean, here, let's take a look. Let's do this. Hold on a second. Let's look at the October visa bulletin. Right. So in October, it was still September so it hasn't moved in 2 months, right? So that lawyer's full of crap. They made a big mistake and now they're trying to cover it up and now they won't respond to you. You need to fire that attorney, get your money back and tell them that they're idiots. And you need to find out if they got a receipt notice on your I-130 or not. Now I'm worried about the whole darn thing.
Now, because I'm set to graduate in December, and they told us that they're filing for I-485 and the employment authorization, that I don't need to apply for OPT.
Okay, so that's dumb. That's dumb too. So I don't think this person is a lawyer, or they sure as hell don't know what they're talking about. So first of all, as you noticed, that date of September 2023 hasn't moved in October or November or December. It's still the same date, right? Which means it could run all the way through into February. And if it runs into February, that means you don't get your work card until, I don't know, August. So if you're going to graduate and you have your F1 and you're eligible for OPT, you 100% should do OPT.
Okay.
But most of all, you need to fire this lawyer because they're giving you really bad advice.
Sure. Thank you so much for the help.
Bye, Meg. I'm sorry you're going through this.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's some scary stuff. That's just pure bad legal advice. That's just pure bad legal advice. People not knowing what they're doing, not knowing how to practice immigration law. Scary stuff. Dr. Sam's here. Hello, Dr. Sam.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Very fine. Glad watching you every day.
I'm glad you're here. Thank you.
I have a quick question for you. I'm here.
Sure.
Thank you so much. I have a quick question for you on behalf of my friend who is in North Carolina. They're there with a family, and they want to bring their case to your attention, but what they have in mind is they want to seek your advice first before they come to the office. They want to actually come to the office. But the question is, the wife, the family is there on a B1, B2. The wife wants to go to school, so they want to change their status to F1. But the husband has an issue back in Kenya, which they want to seek. They want to file an asylum with you. But their fear is, would they change status to F1 to have some backup, just in case something happens in future, they are covered, or would they just proceed and do the asylum because they have a strong case, they have a strong fear?
So when did they enter, Sam?
They came to America like a month ago.
Okay.
So they still have like 5 months on their 6 months period.
So the question is, do we file for asylum, or do we file for asylum and an F1 for her and an F2 for everybody else?
Correct. That is the question.
Do they have a school in mind, a school that wants to issue her an I-20?
Yes, they've already found a school, but they wanted to first of all consult before they make any mistake.
No, I got you. So here's the thing, Sam. I don't know how much you hear me talking about this, but generally, I'm not a big fan of, and in fact, I need to make a video about this. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow, of trying to change from a B1 to an F1 in the United States. Like, generally, that just makes me mad. That used to take 6 weeks, right? When I first started practicing immigration law, that shit flew right through. But now it doesn't. Now it takes a year and a half, and then your I-20 is expired, and you got to file a new one. So generally, I don't like that plan. But if they're planning on applying for asylum, it's not the worst thing in the world if they can afford it. If they can afford her studies, them not working until they get the asylum case. I mean, I wouldn't file the F1 unless like she really wants to get the degree, right? Because it's a lot of money. You have to pay the international student rate. If they feel like they have a strong asylum case, I might just go all in on that. And then once you get work authorization, either work or go to school as an asylum seeker. I don't think there's much benefit to getting that F1 lined up unless like she really wants to get a degree and they want to protect their status the whole time. It's hard to pull off. I wouldn't recommend doing it, but if they're going to have asylum in their back pocket and file that too, I'm probably okay with doing both. As long as they're doing the F1 for a good reason. Otherwise, I'd probably try and talk them out of it.
Thank you so much, Jim. I think that is good advice. So I'll pass the message to them.
Awesome. See you, Sam.
I appreciate.
Bye, buddy.
Thank you. See you.
Sam always has good questions. We like Sam. Sean is here. Sean, are you with us?
Hey, Jim.
Sean, how are you?
Good. How are you? Sorry.
Great. What can I help you with?
Yeah. I wanted to find out at what point do one get the EAD through marriage to a U.S. citizen?
So, is the case on file already?
No.
Okay. When did the person enter the United States? What kind of visa did they have when they came?
B2.
And were they out of status when they got married?
Yeah, like almost 2 years.
Almost a year, you said?
Yeah.
So I believe, I don't know for sure, and I haven't looked at the data, but I believe that generally they slow down work cards for people who are out of status at the time they get married. I don't know that to be true, but it certainly seems that way based on conversations I have on this show. But basically, once they're married and once they file, they should get receipt notices back in about 2 or 3 weeks, and then the person should get a biometrics notice for fingerprinting, and then they should get their work card in about 4 or 5 months. But sometimes it takes, like a whole year.
Mm.
Sometimes you get the green card first. Anything's possible is what I'm saying. In other words, I don't think you can predict it.
I see.
But hopefully, between 4 and 10 months.
No, okay. And also, in the green card application, there's a part where it says list all the kids, the step kids too. Does it mean that you have to list your wife's, let me say, your step kids, the one that you found her with before you got married?
So the question is, if a U.S. citizen already had kids before you came to the United States and she's applying for you, does she need to list her kids, or do you need to list her kids as your stepkids? The answer to that question is yes. There's no downside to listing all the kids however they came. There's no downside to it. So always do that.
Oh, so that means if one had 2 kids and then she has like 3, so you have to list like all the 5 kids in the application.
I would list all the kids. Yep.
Doesn't that lessen the chances for the financial thingy? What you call that?
The affidavit of support. That'll
Yeah.
turn more on the tax returns than if they're listing them as dependents on the tax returns. But that won't. The listing of the kids won't change that analysis. That's its own independent analysis.
Okay.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
Bye, buddy. Oh, we got some good news here. Let's see. Andrew says, let your staff know I appreciate everyone's work on my wife's case. That's awesome, Andrew. Thanks for the shout out. Everyone will be happy. All right. Let's see. Lisa is here. Hello, Lisa.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm not bad. Good day. I'm calling because I'm a U.S. citizen, but my son is seek asylum and they denied his work permit.
You're a U.S. citizen and you have a son who filed for asylum. Is that what you said?
Yes,
How old is he?
29.
Okay. And he applied for asylum, and then what happened?
He applied for asylum, then he applied for the work permit.
Why did they deny it?
You want me to read you the letter? They just sent me the letter.
Well, I don't need to hear the whole letter. I'm sure it's long, but if you get to the part where it says why it's denied, that would be helpful.
It's saying like an alien who has filed an application for an asylum without withholding for deportation or removal pursuit. Site 8 CFR Part 28.
Is he in removal? Is he in deportation proceedings?
No, he's not.
Do you want to send me? Do you want to email me that denial notice? I'll take a look at it and let you know what I think.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com, and I'll take a look and I'll let you know what I think.
Okay. Can you say that one more time for me, please?
Yeah, it's right there on screen. It's info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com.
Okay, because I'm in the chat, I got to go back to see it. I'm in the chat and I'm using one phone. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's in the chat. She'll put it in the chat for you too.
Okay.
Thanks, Lisa.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, see ya. All right, everybody. I think DeAndre, are you done driving? Are you done driving, DeAndre?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. What's up?
Good news, Jim. Good news.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
My green card got approved today.
Congratulations. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you. So it was 9 days ago. I came to the show. I told you the officer asked me millions of questions. And today, while I was on my phone, and then I saw the message that says case status update, and then when I checked, and the green card was approved. And kind of like the same case as Shabazz, I was in removal, and yeah, I-130 approved in 18 months, and then in 6 months they give me my green card.
You filed the 45 after proceedings were terminated.
Yes.
And you got it 6 months later.
Yes.
Love it. Congrats.
Thank you.
Thanks, Devendra. Stay in touch, okay?
All right, I will. Thank you.
Hey, buddy. All right, that's good news. All right, what a great way to end the show. Oh, Lizard's back. What up, Lizard? We'll be back tomorrow. I'm not sure what time tomorrow. Actually, it's going to be the same as yesterday, so it'll be like 4:15-ish. It's okay. My bad, Huli. I need to update it because I'll be at Noor's little practice, but probably 4:15, sometime around there. If you want to know the exact time, text the word show to 314-470-3300. Also, if you have any thoughts on what we should do for the 500th show, let us know. We are excited about that. Huli, thanks for your help. Everybody else, have a good night. Congrats to Devendra, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Hi, boss.
How you doing?
How you doing? You look at yourself back there.
That's funny.
Yeah, I turned it on this morning and I forgot to turn it off. I just leave it like that.
Have a great night.
Okay, you too. So wish us luck. Tomorrow we're gonna do the Ring Central thing.
I'm excited.
We're switching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
All right, we'll
I'm
see.
like, oh, see you. Talk to you later, and let me know if you need any other help with emails or anything like
Wait,
that.
so
That Faith can
is-
handle.
We won't be able to use Just Call after tomorrow, or we will?
Our contract with Just Call ends on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So tomorrow, Graylin mentioned that we're gonna start the transition at 10 a.m. Central Time. Okay, and this will take around approximately 15 minutes. So what I told already Juan and Daniel, but I'm gonna be in the meeting tomorrow explaining a little bit of the process of all this.
Oh wait,
We're
hold on.
gonna
I
start-
I didn't end the stream. Tony said, "You guys still live." Thank you, Tony.